Hi guys, before we start today's live show, I want to come to you with the proverbial begging bowl. No, don't worry. I'm not going to ask you to pay for my season ticket. Now, this show is only a few months old. It's not 5 years old. It's not even 10 years old. But together we have achieved so much and created a fantastic platform for us town fans to share our opinion and have our say. I'm not here to tell you how to think. I'm here to give you a platform to tell us what you think, and more importantly, the club what you think. However, a large portion of our watchers aren't yet subscribers. So I'm here to ask you if you would kindly do us the favour of hitting the subscribe button. It's free, it's easy, but it allows us to continue to grow and make fantastic content for you guys. Something we're really passionate about, and something I hope that you guys are also passionate about getting involved with and watching. Now to today's live show. Good afternoon, friends, and you are all my friends, and welcome to your Sunday edition of Talking Town, the #1 Ipswich Town podcast on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and in fact, every single social media, because I do believe the Cruncher is even branched out to TikTok. Just let that sink in for a second. The Cruncher on TikTok. Can only go one way, right? Anyhow, we've got a jammed-packed show for you. We've had 2 friendlies this week. We've got numerous thoughts, the media mogul story, the what's got you goat, the Cruncher with his crunching tackle. And we're going to kick things off by getting the elephant out of the room, if you like. First of all, good morning to Ben Chaplin from Mexico City. Wow, look at that. Going global. And Steve Mays is round the in-laws, or rather the outlaws, and I can still make it on time. Yeah. Well, we can't. So there we go. That's the way it goes. That's me. Just asked Thomas Seggins this morning. That's me. So we're going to kick things off by addressing the elephant in the room. And that is obviously probably one of the worst 15-minute debuts we've probably seen from Ipswich Town shirt, David Cornell. I'm going to kick off with Joe's thoughts yesterday as he closed the match day ticket, and then bring in a guest of ours to discuss David Cornell and just get that out of the way nice and early, because I don't want this to be a too Cornell driven show.
That's the thing. Those things, what they lead to today. Okay, Son scored, but what else it could have led to? You know, NCR could have brought him down and been sent off. Yeah. You know, and then there's a because they're stretching and stuff, and then all of a sudden it's a red card. It's one bad ball. It was never on. You're down to 10 men, penalty against you, and the whole game's different. All based on something which you've overfought. Philosophy, just forget it. Just play the circumstances and the situation. You're never making that pass. Zidane, as you say, would never make that pass. David Silva wouldn't make that pass. Cornell, you can't make that pass. Neither could Holy. So just variation with what you're doing. But by all means, support it and carry on.
Joe's thoughts there as he closed the Matchday Ticket live show yesterday. I'll bring Steve Thompson in straight away. Steve, welcome to today's show.
Hello.
Not the greatest of debuts from a Town goalkeeper, right?
No, I was watching it. Well, I wasn't watching it. I was at work yesterday, and I sort of had the Twitter feed, as I shouldn't have done, but it's fine. I was clever, and I had it sort of flicking. I had the Twitter loaded up for yesterday, and I was at 5-6 minutes, 1-0 down. I was like, okay, it's Spurs. Okay, Premier League team, and then 2-0 down, and 3-0 down. Oh, Jesus. And then I saw the replay of that back pass from Cornell, and it was awful. It was so bad.
And obviously I've seen a few people on Twitter, sorry to cut across you there, saying, philosophy, we can't get on the players back. Obviously, you heard Joe's thoughts there as he closed the show. Where do you stand on the mistake? Do you think he should have put his boot through it and it's safety first, philosophy second? Or do you think that's the way we've got to do it? Keep doing it.
I think safety first. I mean, yeah, it's only a pre-season friendly, and it's not like we're playing in the league, unfortunately. But it'd be nice if we were. But
it'd be lovely.
Yeah, safety first, because at the end of the day, a team like that are always going to punish it. You make a mistake like that in League One, you might get away with it. You make a mistake like that in the Championship or in the Premier League, they're going to punish you. and it was punished straight away.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, you heard Joe's thoughts there. It was a pass that really shouldn't have been made. Outside of Cornell, overall thoughts as friendly goes. Do you agree with Paul Lambert's philosophy? It's better to play the bigger teams. Could you learn more, or is it better to play the little teams? Maybe the little team.
It's tricky. Well, yeah, a mix is nice because we get a team like Colchester who we know we can beat and who we know we can set up well against, and we know we can give them a bit of a runaround. And then we get teams, obviously we've got West Ham on Tuesday, Spurs yesterday. We know we're going to be tricky. And I think it's good to sort of play a mixture of both because you know you're going to have a tough game, and it sort of builds the guys up. So,
sure. And I can see your F1 buddy, Neil Miles, is in the chat. You're appearing on the show because you asked to appear on the show, which, guys, it's open to anyone and everyone. I don't care if you've got 1 million YouTube followers, Twitterers, whatever, or 0. Your opinion is all the same. If you want to stand on a platform and say your opinion, then this is it for you. Mr. Braggs. Wow, I did not expect that. If you're an NFL fan, follow that guy there. He knows his stuff. A legend of the game. So, Steve, sorry, I've been flustered there a little bit. I didn't expect that. Tell me about tomorrow night. We've got a great show coming up, right?
Yeah, there may not have been a race today, or this weekend, but yeah, we've still got lots to talk about. Lots to catch up on. Big news, I think, coming out of Formula One this week is the sale of the Williams F1 team, which has got me split on opinion, but largely positive, I think.
And what time can they catch you from?
Sorry?
What time can they catch you from?
Oh, I think it's 8 p.m. tomorrow night at 8 p.m.
It certainly is. Certainly is. I look forward to it. And I thank you for coming on the show. And again, guys, if you want on this show, you just ask for a link in the chat box and you will appear on it. Steve, I will see you tomorrow night, my friend.
See you tomorrow.
I have got a little present for the Cruncher. I didn't play this last week. I'm going to play it this week.
If you're watching this now, it means that Martin's actually remembered to show you this week. How you can actually forget to advertise one of your own shows is beyond me, but never mind. Obviously, Talking Non-League show, 10:15 every morning. If you've missed this morning's, you can catch it back on the YouTube channel on Home Dressing Network. And obviously 10:15 every week. Don't forget, put it in your diaries, make a cup of tea, join us. And also, there's 2 people who have forgotten their smiles in the past 40 years. Shawn Michaels and Richard Cruncher Moss. So I'm not going to be one of those people. So see you later. Bye.
Beware, flash photography. Here he is, the Cruncher. Welcome in. What do you think of Thomas's little words there?
I got my smile. What a cheeky little young man.
When he sent me it, I was like, brilliant. How are you?
I'll be after him later on Twitter.
How are you?
Don't worry about it. I'm good, mate. You? It's great.
Very well. What do you make of? Sorry.
Good to have some football to talk about. Last couple of games.
Certainly is. Let's get the Cornell chat out of the way. What do you make of Steve's comments there? Make of Joe's comments. Let's put it to bed before Matt comes in. Cornell's comments.
So it's all well and good playing football. Look, we don't want to be a long ball team. We want to try and play it out from the back. But when there's a time and a place, and yesterday he looked nervous from the first minute. I think it was about 2 minutes in. He had a ball back to him, and he sort of fluffed his kick. And then that one, look, Ederson at Man City. He's one of the best goalies in the world, and he can pass it from anywhere on the pitch. But David Cornell, he's come from a League Two team. He's not a Premier League goalkeeper, is he? Thanks, Nick Muller. The hat will be here every week.
No, he's not a Premier League goalkeeper.
No, he's not. And you play the percentages. People on Twitter saying it was a bad back pass. It wasn't really. It was a bad decision by him. And look, if he's going to do it in a friendly. But I wasn't overly impressed from the 45 minutes that I see him. I think he should have saved the first goal. I thought it was like he was in concrete. Didn't move his feet, we could say that Toto could have shut the ball down, but listen, it's 45 minutes. Let's not get too carried away and write him off. But it's 1-0 Thomas Holy. Can't hear you.
Take myself off mute. That would help. There
What
we go.
happened there?
Sorry.
What happened there? Was it you?
Yeah, I muted myself. Yeah.
Come on.
I muted myself.
Schoolboy.
It's the best way to have me. It's the best way to have me. I'll tell you what, let's get Matt in. Mr. Phillips, welcome to today's stream.
Oh,
Even the best producers get it wrong from time to time. Am I right?
Yeah. Don't be going muting me now.
I may well do that. Hawks 1, Martin out. I'm still waiting for Jordan Hockley to appear.
Some people would say muting Matt would be a good idea, but I wouldn't say that.
I would. Ben Chaplin was an awful back pass. I don't think you can call it an awful back pass if the keeper's got time to look up, spot Cole Skuse and make a clean side-footed pass. It was just an awful situation. What I was saying while I was muted was Ben Moore on Facebook. It's good that Lambert is trying to implement a style of play, and Andrew Arbin, I think it's better to have a mix, and that way you can see where you are as a team in regards to the pre-season schedule. Completely and utterly agree with that. Don't forget, guys, you can have your say, chat box, or appear on the show. So we've done the Cornell chat. Let's park that. Any more comments on today's game? I don't want any more Cornell name dropping, because it's one of those things. He's a new player. Let's not write him off completely. We go again. There we go. Our first go again of the season. It's in. Terry, it's not all the keeper. It was a bad back pass. It certainly was. So, gentlemen, let's start with what's got your goat this week. And I can confirm Lambert Jr. made that. Yeah, Lambert Jr. made that at nursery. Yeah. So what's got our goat? Who's going first? We've got 2 minutes to say what's our goat from this week.
Go on, Rich.
Well, I had a list. I had the £10 charge for West Ham. Then there was the vouchers that the people haven't received. And then there was Brett McGavin getting taken off after 18 minutes. But I'm going to go with something completely different, nothing to do with Ipswich Town. Harry Maguire, what are you doing? You know, you are an England international. You're captain of one of the biggest clubs in the world, you'd say. Definitely the biggest club in this country. There you are on holiday, getting beard up, spending, well, reported 63,000 he spent on booze, champagne with fireworks, you know, and then you get in a scrap with police. I don't know what it was. Look, he was getting some baiting from rival fans, which, look, you're playing for Man United. If you go into somewhere like Mykonos, you know, it's where a lads are going. So he should know better, Matt, really. He should, shouldn't he? Come on.
Have you never spent 63 grand on drink, fireworks, and on the night out? You never done that, Crunch?
63 quid would be all right, wouldn't it? But
he should know better.
But the thing is now, right, Raheem Sterling was... I think he had an altercation, didn't he, with Joe Gomez at the? I think it was at the England food hall after one of the games. He got left out, right? Gareth Southgate now, he has to. The precedent's been set there. You can't have your centre half go scrapping with police and thinking they're the big shot. I thought Harry Maguire. I like him. He's done well. Come from Hull, Sheffield United, Leicester, Man United, but he should be knowing better what he's doing. You shouldn't be putting yourself in that position. He's an absolute fool.
Yeah, and you boys know that I worked in that environment for almost a decade, and it's not going to be well thought upon that. So I would not like to be in his shoes in terms of having to deal with the law in Greece and then coming back to the football environment in the UK. So
it's not good, is it, for a captain?
Bad look
not
around.
good for a captain, is it?
No. No.
It's really not good for a captain. What's your goat, Matthew?
Well, we find ourselves in the third tier, and this week the fixtures came out, and we're looking down the list, and we've got to play the Rochdales, the Fleetwoods of this world. So you can't help but look up, can you, into the Championship, and you've got your nose pressed to the window, just seeing some of those undeserving clubs, smaller clubs in the town that are playing their trade in a higher division than us. And Reading have got my goat. Just, people might just say, Matt's been a bit silly here, but just for existing, they have got my goat. It's a terrible away day. It's a horrible stadium, the horrible kit. And do you know what mine? It brought back memories of a video they released about 3 or 4 years ago. Roll VT.
It's not good, is it?
I'm speechless. So that is a team that's higher than us in the football pyramid. It's a disgrace. We need to get back to the Championship ASAP.
I don't know, mate. No, honestly, right? First and foremost, when's the Eurovision Song Contest entry for them? Because that will get 12 out of 12 every single time. However, I will say this. The more you hear it, the better it gets. I've heard that about 12 times in the last 24 hours,
You've been whistling it.
Sorry?
You've been whistling it.
I can't whistle. But if I could, I would. I've been singing it. They call us the Royals, mate. I think that is, the more you hear it, that's a club anthem. That is a club anthem.
Next, you're going to tell me you like Bon Jovi.
I do like Living on Prayers, but no, probably not. I'll tell you what, though. Neil Moles is coming through. He's coming through. He's repping it up. Cracking song. He is absolutely right.
Josh knows where it's at. Look, the most cringe song in history. Thank you, Josh.
Adam Flatt, Reading FC, get in the bin. Cruncher, What do you think? Settle the argument.
Well, when you look in the dictionary and you see tin pot, under tin pot is Reading FC. Absolute. You said we've only got 2 minutes. That song was about a minute of my life that I will never, ever get back again. It was dreadful.
Well, I'll tell you a little story, right? A little spoiler. I was going to cut it off halfway through last night, but like I say, the more you hear it, the better it gets.
He likes it.
Then again, I'm the sort of person who would buy a Eurovision Song Contest compilation album. Like, I would buy that because I love the Eurovision Song Contest. So that sort of thing is right up my street.
Let's move this on, Martin.
What's got my goat is nothing. Nothing this week. I'm a rather happy bean this week. Yeah, absolutely nothing. I've had a good week. We've had some good things on the show. We've had people taking part. It's all been good. I've absolutely loved it. I've got nothing. I know it make for great sort of viewing, but I've got absolutely nothing to moan about. So we'll move it on. We've got one of 3 new features coming up now. Which one do you want first? The crunching tackle, the media mogul story, or Lambert's takeaway? Yeah, you want to go, Rich? You?
Can you hear me?
We can. Sadly.
Well, you muted me. Come on, everyone loves me. You know they.
The crunching tackle.
Oh, I love that music.
Whose foot was that? Whose foot was it?
That was mine. I'll tell you a story about that, right? So we're playing football, first minute of the game. There's a striker I'm up against. I'm playing centre half. He's really good, known throughout the league. So of course, centre half mentality. Hit him nice and early, right? I hit him nice and early. The problem was I broke my foot in the process. Played the whole 90 on a broken foot.
That's Kieran Dyer-esque, that is.
Yeah, I was going to say, against Watford. Was it Watford?
Scored a goal. Yeah. Scored a goal with a broken leg.
Yeah, it wasn't great. So, Cruncher, the crunching tackle. What is it?
It's Matt Gill's interview. I thought it was very interesting. That he nearly came out, if you're reading between the lines, nearly admitting that they made an absolute pig's ear of last season. He didn't actually say it word for word, but if you actually read between the lines, he's saying we're working on a few things. We've got to implement a style which, with the 2 friendlies so far, it's looking that there's something there, isn't it? When we've watched the games, so I'm really hoping that that's going to continue, because they need to admit, we know the players must have been confused last season.
I've got a clip for you if you want it.
Yeah, play away.
But yeah, really pleased that the lads have taken some information on board from the coaching staff, and hopefully we can take it into the next game.
When you mention that brand of football, is that because you want to create an identity? You really want that sort of playing style?
I think it's vital. Obviously, I think we've obviously reviewed last season, and you look into what we could have done better. And I think that sort of consistency of style and identity is going to be vital this year. Consistency from the staff, and then hopefully that provides consistency for the players. So I think that's going to be important going forward, and hopefully we can build on that.
So yeah, there he is saying about consistency, style of play. What do we actually think about that? Because personally, I think it's brilliant to say it in August, but when the bullets are flying in November, that's when we're going to see whether he means it or not, right? Because we can all say what we like in the middle of August.
We've got to be brave, haven't we? We've got to be brave, and the first sign of things going wrong, we've got to stick to the plan, haven't we? Don't rip it up. Don't rip it up like we did last season.
Adam Flat, very good.
Adam Flat, this is still in the show. Adam Flat, I love it. He's true. It's right though. It's
Matt Gill. Matt Gill says consistency is key. Elsewhere, night follows day. Yeah.
It's almost like the club, like keep an eye on social media, note down what most fans are saying, and then come out and tell you, hey, look, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. It's like, okay, tell me in August, but prove to me in November when it's 4th game in 2 weeks and we've maybe lost 2, drawn 1. Are you sticking to the philosophy? Is there a style? Is there a plan? Or are we just going to revert back to...
I've got a question.
Go for it.
Was there not a style of play last season? And they just got through League One, 12 months of League One, and gone, actually, I think we should have a style of play. That's what was missing. That's why we dropped from 1st to 11th.
It sounds to me like it's just the PR book, personally. It's what you want to hear. It's what you want to hear.
Nice beard from Gilly there.
Oh, lovely beard. Yeah, great beard game. But I'm not on board with it. I want to be proving it. I want to be
Proofs in the pudding.
That's the one I'm looking for.
Yeah,
that certainly is. Anything else we took away from any sort of media comment or quote this week, Cruncher or Matt?
Interesting. Lambert's comments regarding, I don't know if we're going to cover it, James Norwood this morning that we were reading. He has to prove himself. Really? He's your star striker. He was your marquee signing last season, and now he has to prove himself all over. Something's going on. It is going on. Would you really want to swap Ipswich for Swindon Town, Matt? Come on.
Well, they're in the market, aren't they? Because they lost.
They're not in the market for James Norwood. That's like me being in the market for a new missus and wanting Melinda Messenger. It ain't going to happen.
She's quite old now, isn't she?
Yeah.
Well, I'm quite old now, if you ain't noticed. I mean, yeah, we're all growing up in years here, Rich. Who it was is irrelevant. The point is, they want a striker, but it ain't James Norwood.
There's something weird. There's something weird going on there, isn't there?
Why don't we just put it to bed? Say he's not going anywhere. That's all you got to do. Come out and say he's not going.
The point I made. What was interesting in the quotes that we saw in the EADT today. Lambert says James needs to show me what he can do to get back into the team. Well, we haven't started the season yet, so everyone's on a clean slate, surely. So is Lambert in his mind thinking that Jackson, if he stays, and Hawkins or wherever it's going to be, or Adrian or wherever it's going to be, is going to be taking those striker roles, and Norwood sits on the bench to begin with? I think that's weird. I find that to be a weird quote to say that to get back in the team when the season hasn't started.
He looks happy to be there yesterday, didn't he? If you see the picture of him,
and he's wearing glasses, spectacles in sport. I love that.
He looks thrilled to be there. Did you see Freddie? Did you see Freddie Sears' message on Instagram to him about you wish you were playing golf?
Yeah. Adam Flack coming through with a comment. Seems to be an issue with attitude and application.
Something's going on there. We said, didn't we, with Jackson? No smoke without the fire. There's obviously something going on that we're not privy to.
Or is it a clash of personalities, man? With the manager.
But they knew what they were getting.
Exactly. That's just what I was going to say.
It's no normal. It's no normal.
When you sign these players, you look into what they're like, don't you? Surely you ask questions. And
oh God, yeah.
It was like Martin said. Martin said a couple of weeks ago when he threw the rock at his window, and Lambert reckoned he didn't know what he was. Utter BS. Utter rubbish.
That's a quote for the media. Everyone knows everyone in football. There's no secrets.
Is it up there? Is it up there with Paul Hurst's comment on Adiemi in regards to surgery and fitness?
Well, I think that was clear for all to see, wasn't it? You know, he played. How many games did he even play for Ipswich? I think everyone, the fans, probably, and his teammates were frustrated by lack of availability. Yeah, so I could agree with that, but we don't really know the truth. We could all see that he wasn't playing for Town, so he's a waste of time for us. But we know Norwood's a good player, but we don't really know the full story here, and that's what we need to.
Yeah, Neil says
find out. But Dundee United's going to. He's not going there. No,
Norwood
said they would be able to afford him. So,
well, no, certainly not. Norwood needs too many attempts to get his goals. Is he messing about behind the scenes? Says Neil, messing about behind the scenes, as in like scaling
windows, jumping in windows. Yeah, but they said he was like that anyway. We knew what we were getting when he come.
I love him.
Look, he's a character. There's too many people nowadays, isn't they? We say beige, just nothing about him. And look, he's a bit sort of left field, but if he puts the ball in the net on a Saturday,
exactly, score the goals.
And we said it before. If he's fit, I've got a little bet going with Kevin Francis. So he tweeted this morning, I wouldn't care less if Norwood went. Last time ITFC had this was with Waghorn, and we all know what happened there. As far as I'm concerned, an overrated waste of space. Now, I had a couple of messages with him. So we've got a pint on in the fan zone. I said he'll get 20 goals this season, and he says he won't. If he's at ITFC all season,
should get 20. Yeah,
20 goals nailed on.
Yeah,
well, he got 11 with one groin.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So he's definitely got it. Come in the Facebook comments, guys. We've got Amy Downs. Reminds me so much of Chopra. Interesting one.
He's not got a gambling problem, as far as I know.
Reece Dello, Bullard was the same. Think we forget that these players play the game to enjoy it. I think that's a fantastic comment. These players are superstars, earning more money than I'm ever going to earn in my life, and they want to enjoy their life. Absolutely.
He's climbed through the ranks. He's come from non-league football. I remember him playing for the England C team, the England non-league team.
Has he done anything wrong, Matt? Has he done anything wrong? Climbing in a window, breaking what we've got? No, he's not.
We've had lots of rumours on social, haven't we? But we've not seen any disciplinary action.
He's not gone out like Harry Maguire and twatted the police officer, has he? Let's have a bit of perspective here.
Keep it PG, please. It is before Watershed. I don't want any strikes. I would keep Norwood every day of the week because you're drinking at 1:30. It's 1:30 in the afternoon, Cruncher.
I've been up since 3 a.m. Come on.
He's been up since
you see my tired eyes this morning.
There might be kids watching, man.
Say I don't smile. Come
Your
on.
kids might be watching. So take the example. Set the level.
Maybe. I'm only having a
Matt afternoon drinking terribly. Matthew, medium local story. What you got?
Tea here. I'm having a cup of tea. Well, listen, we had the Europa League final, didn't we, this week? Or I still call it the UEFA Cup final. I don't know what UEFA call it. Maybe Champions League too. I don't know. But we had that this week. And it was a good game. Seville versus Inter Milan. End-to-end, 3-2. Seville win the game. But what got my attention was midway through the first half, Inter have already scored a penalty. They have a claim for a second pen. It's not given on a handball. Conte goes mental on the touchline, starts arguing with the linesman and all that kind of thing, gets a yellow card. That then creates a little bit of a scuffle on the sidelines. And Banega, in his last appearance in midfield for Seville, before he goes off to play in Saudi Arabia, came over to Conte and had a bit of a row with him and started rubbing his head like this, patting his back of his head like this, Banega's head. And according to Italian media outlets, he said, let's see if that wig is real. Let's see if that wig is real. Now, I don't know if a lot of the viewers know this, but it's one of the most secrets in football that Conte looks slightly different to what he did in the World Cup. So let's see Exhibit A where he's a fine. Well, look, there he is. World Cup 94. Look at that. I mean, I know it was hot in America for World Cup 94 and it was a bit sweaty, but that's another level.
And then
hang on, that's better.
He's got full Graham Gooch. He's gone full Graham Gooch, Matt.
Yeah. He's gone James Norwood, no?
Yeah, he's got great hair now, Norwood, isn't he? My word.
And also following Shane Warne and Darren Goff and Gooch and all that all the cricket crowd. And then do we have Exhibit B of what he looks like at the moment, Martin? Look at that. Look at that. Look, unbelievable, isn't it? So, that got my attention this week.
You normally lose your hair when you're a manager. You don't gain it, do you?
yeah. Well, I mean, it could have been his last. It could have been his last game in charge.
They said he's going, didn't they?
I think he might be going. So
I got a lot of time for him. I think it's a great manager.
Does he know where Suffolk is? Do you know what League One is?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. Let's hear from Paul Lambert following yesterday's game, shall we, gentlemen?
Really good. I know we lose, but you're up against a team that was in the Champions League final last year, and the team that's in the top 6. They've got fabulous players, as you see. But all credit to our own team. We started the game really well, and we lost the goal through our mistakes. It's by trying to play, but that's the way I want the guys to play. So it's no problem. We a lot of good things there. As I said before, what a great experience to come here and play in front of us.
What you could hear in the background there, I believe, was a leaf blower. A leaf blower.
Really?
I don't think we can afford a rake, let alone a leaf blower. I mean, the golf. Obviously, Town fans didn't experience it yesterday because obviously we couldn't go. But if anyone who has been, you'll know. But that would have been a huge wake-up call. I know I've had several people in my WhatsApp telling me how far we've fallen. It's like suddenly it's a brand new dawning for them. But it does show how far now we are from the elite, right?
I was thinking that during the game yesterday. I mean, our last appearance there, White Hart Lane in the Premier League, we won 2-1, didn't we, in December 2001? Remember that? Finidi and Alan Armstrong, I think, got the winner. Yeah, yes. Yeah, and obviously being White Hart Lane, great stadium, but it was much older. So you always felt like the club was bigger than maybe us, but not that much bigger. Now it's like it's like a pork. I don't know. It's like you compared to Bon Jovi, Matt. Yeah, thanks. They based that stadium on the Dortmund one, didn't they? I think the yellow wall behind the goal and all that kind of thing. Yeah, it's mightily impressive. Yeah, it's a shame we all couldn't go, wasn't it? But I was thinking that we did look League One, didn't we? In fact, we looked a bit non-league in some aspects, but there we go.
Rich?
Well, I've been there. Fantastic stadium, bars everywhere.
Steve, it's a great stadium, Steve. It's a great stadium.
Yeah, bigger than the Emirates, Steve.
It actually is, I think.
It is, yeah. They think they made it about 200 seats bigger. I thought we were a bit starstruck. Going back to Cornell, maybe he's probably they've never played at a stadium like that, have they? And I see on social media someone was moaning that some of the players were posting pictures, but you're thinking, hang on, we're going to Accrington and Stanley and Rochdale, It's a world apart, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, of course of course it is. And obviously we'll get on to fixtures very shortly. But I just felt obviously that interview, kind of courtesy of the ITFC and Dan Palfrey and co, just kind of summed it up. Leaf blower. A leaf blower. It got my goat. And there you go. I've got a goat. That's the one I've got. Who needs a leaf blower for an enclosed stadium? I mean, where are the leaves coming from? I mean, anyway. Right, I love my takeaways. For those that know me, all right, I love a good takeaway. All right, I love a burger, a particular burger. It's got to be a good one. I'm not talking sort of, McDonald's. I'm talking more Byron, Five Guys, etc., etc. Are you two burger guys?
Yeah. I like. We have in Chelmsford. We've got our Everyman Cinema. They've got Spielberger restaurant now. That's nice.
Nothing's actually quite on brand, is it, in Essex?
Tasty. Yeah.
Is it still flooded down that way, Matt? Are they still going down the road in canoes?
No, that was very close to my house in actual fact. But no, it's all cleared up now.
I'll get the sandbags out.
Canoeing.
I took away from yesterday's game. Well, I'll leave McGavin to you guys. I saw Rich's tweet in regards to that. But I took away the size of the squad. I know it's not a shock to anybody, but what I really took away was the lack of options that the squad have in changing games. Now, I'm not saying that we should have made a couple of substitutions yesterday and it could have banged 3-3, we win 4-3. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is if you looked at that bench as a whole squad and you're losing 1-0, 2-0 in a league game, and we saw it last year, where are your options in changing the game? You've got no plan B still in this squad. It's very much...
No, you'll have Hawkins. You have Hawkins. You can go direct to him, bang it up to his head.
And we all know how the Town faithful respond to that, and I can't blame them.
Get it in the mixer. Last 20.
So we're going to go long to somebody else's head as opposed to Will Keane's head, right?
Will Keane couldn't head the ball, could he?
well, no guarantee Ollie Hawkins can. Peter Crouch isn't known for his heading. He's 9'9", but he's not known for his heading.
I think Joe made a very good point in the show yesterday, didn't he? That you look across the midfield and they're all very similar players. Hence the reason why we didn't score a lot of goals from midfield and didn't get very many assists either. So I think he made a good point. And I said to you boys earlier before we went on air, where was Hughes yesterday? He sort of disappeared from the squad, didn't he?
Yeah, but if you're going to have a little knock, they're not going to risk anyone, are they?
And the boy Mazzoni scores a banger, like you said, Rich. Nowhere to
now. Andre Dozel played, right?
Yeah, second half.
The fact that I'm asking that question, I'm a bit tongue in cheek, because I do know the answer, is a bit disappointing, because that's 2 games now where I'm left coming away maybe thinking, what does he need to do more of, in your opinion, to make a match day squad? Because he had one pass on his 18-yard box, gave the ball away, Spurs launched a counter-attack. When you're the big club in League One, as we will be, let's not be too negative, we will be. Yeah. If you give the ball away, other teams are going to counter on you. So you can't be as sloppy as maybe some players are within our squad. What has he got to do particularly to win a place in Paul Lambert's starting 11?
Go on, Crunch. Is your favourite?
Look, you know my thoughts. He would be in my midfield 3 to start the season. Flynn Downs, Teddy Bishop, Andre Dozel. Look, maybe I'm a bit of a romantic. They've all come through the academy. But isn't that what we want? Cole Scouse, what did he do yesterday? He shouldn't be anywhere near the 11, you know. We should be moving on.
It annoyed me when he went out for that header with Toto. They both went to hit the same ball in the box, didn't they? Talk to each other.
I've said it before. Yeah. He needs a bit of belief shown in him. You know, say to him, look, you've got the first 6 games. Where's his best position? This is another thing.
I don't know with Andre. I feel like maybe he's had it too easy a little bit. He's in a great environment. He's got his dad's name to fall back on. Even Steve Wilson, the commentator yesterday, saying there's Jason Dozel's son. Part of me will send him on loan. Part of me would send him on loan. I mean, Joe said in the show on Tuesday, didn't he? We'd love to have him at Colchester. Maybe a little change of scenery down there. Starting games regularly in League 2. And, you know, it's not as comfortable. I feel like maybe he's in a little bit of a comfort zone. He was getting stuck in it yesterday, wasn't he? Putting a couple of crunching tackles on a couple of the Spurs midfield. But I don't know. I would maybe just send him out till January and see what happens. Give him some game time in a League 2, toughen him up a little bit. Maybe it's just too comfortable for him at Town.
I don't think he'll come back, Matt. I think he's out of contract at the end of the season.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's now or never. It's now or never for him, Teddy Bishop, Emir Hughes, a lot of them, you know, they've got to pull the finger out this season.
Without agreement.
Because otherwise they're out the door. And they're not going to get a club like Ipswich again.
No. Yeah, but you see, Andre Dozel, John Nolan, rather not. I wish it was Kevin Nolan. John Nolan, Cole Scouse, Emir Hughes, Teddy Bishop, even. They're all very much the same.
But Teddy does go forward. Teddy can run with the ball. Teddy can dribble.
Yeah, he tried some trickery.
He can drive at them.
Yeah,
but Teddy's another one. I feel that maybe you're still looking at him lovingly because he's come through the academy and looking at him thinking, one game against Borough 3 or 4 years ago, he really turned it on, and Aitor Karanka said what a fantastic player he was. What have we seen since? What is he? Yeah. Go on.
I did get a tweet this morning. 55 games in 5 seasons, 1 goal. And I think it was 5 or 6 assists. That's all Teddy's done. But look, he suffered terribly with injuries. But we'll say it again, he needs to deliver on the pitch now. It's no good him being in the treatment room or sitting on the bench. He needs to play football, with it, be it Ipswich or another team. And it might be right with him, Matt. You know, he might need a fresh start. But you know what'll happen? I know what'll happen with him and Dozel. They'll go somewhere else and they'll play every week like McGoldrick.
Yeah. It would just be sod's law, wouldn't it? I thought Bishop didn't do badly.
He's not happy over there. Look, he's not happy over there.
You just compared somebody who hasn't really arrived yet to David McGoldrick. I mean, that's just. I mean, Hawks is right. Bishop isn't young anymore. You know,
you just feel like he is young, don't you? Because he's, you know.
Yeah, same. That midfield you mentioned, getting a lot of love on Facebook. Ben Moore loves it. Other people love it. It's all flying too quickly. I can't really quite see. Me personally, I don't love it. I really don't. I think you're going to be sloppy in possession, and you can't be as sloppy as.
Who would your midfield 3 be? Start the season.
My midfield 3, it's got to be John Nolan, isn't it? I mean, you know about me and John Nolan's affinity. We go back way many centuries ago. It's it's a difficult question, and that's my takeaway.
Downs.
There's no. Well, of course, the GOAT.
Downs is nailed. Downs is nailed on. If you're still with us,
that's the GOAT, isn't it? Of course, it's nailed on. But there's no one else in midfield that's different. There's no difference. We're all the same. It's like a good burger. You've got to have some different flavors, different textures. That midfield is just pure roll. It's just.
Well, Dobra was playing that kind of midfieldish role yesterday, wasn't he?
El Mazzuni.
Dobra was looking good on the ball yesterday. He didn't look overawed. He didn't look overawed by the occasion, did he?
No, I think Adam Flatt's right there. Adam Flatt, you are coming up with some fantastic comments today. Get on the show, son. Yeah. Can't carry players anymore. Salary cap's made sure of that. And he's right. If Bishop can't do more than 5-10 games a season, the salary cap's kind of made him...
It's no good to us. It's no good to us anymore.
You know what I mean?
I think Idris is going to go out on loan. We heard say that he was going to... The squad needs trimming. Just the fact that he only got that little bit of game time against Cole Union didn't feature at all yesterday.
But then someone said he had a bad knee injury, so maybe they're just looking after him.
Maybe he's going back to Cambridge. Maybe he's going to go back to Cambridge again.
Maybe. Yeah, he has come back from a bad injury. You are right. But I also do think it shows the depth of options in midfield, because I do, if on a match day squad, I know we've got more subs this year, as I think Adam again pointed out in the chat.
Is he in the Football League? I don't know.
I'm not too sure.
Maybe it's not been decided yet.
7. It's still just 3 subs.
Yeah.
Let's hear some more from Lambert, and then we'll come back with some more friend thoughts in a second.
Learning the game as well. So, but I'm really happy. Really happy. The speed of the ball, as I said to the guys, is so important. And hopefully we analyse it, we take it in, and we look at our own game. We look in the mirror and say, okay, if this is how you want to get to the top level, then this is what you have to come up against.
And I think he's right there. Right? I think he's spot on. You've got to, we've got to aspire to be that level, and really learn from the mistakes.
He played for Dortmund,
Did he?
Yeah. He bores me with his interviews. He says the same thing every time.
Yeah, he does.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's great. Yeah. No, it's not. Don't pull the wool over our eyes.
What we need to aspire to is to be the Spurs of League One. Yeah, I saw that. That was like...
He's on fire.
I'd rather we'd started Colleen Nolan.
Get my coat. Get my coat. I'm out of here.
What I think we need to do, Cruncher, is aspire to be the Spurs of League One, because we are a big fixture, aren't we? We were playing well above our level yesterday against Spurs. But there's no reason why we can't bring that mentality, that mindset. And we've said it before, to League One football.
Still going.
Calm down. Calm down.
What a comment. That's got me right in the... Brilliant. They say laughter's the best form of medicine. I missed that point completely. Sorry, Matt. But moving it on. Up front, gentlemen. Sorry. I've had some questions on Facebook. Who'd you play up front?
If everyone's fit.
Yeah.
Norwood starts.
It's difficult to say. We haven't seen him play yet. We've not seen Hawkins play, have we?
See, is Norwood going to be fit, Matt, for the first game of the season? I doubt it.
No, highly unlikely.
Would Hawkins be? Is Hawkins going to be fit?
I think Hawkins is fit. I just don't think he's trained enough with the team.
So if he's fit, he plays in the centre, doesn't he?
He's surely going to play against West Ham. Hawkins will play against West Ham, surely.
What about the young Freddie Sears? Did you hear the commentary yesterday? Young Freddie Sears. He's 30. What was he on about?
Hey, that's young. I'll have you know. That's young. That's young. I'll have you know.
He has a nice beard as well.
Yeah, he's lovely beard. So if Hawkins was fit and Norwood's not going to be fully fit, I'd have Hawkins in the middle, Jackson to play on the left, and then I'd have Jack Lancaster on the right.
So you're not featuring Freddie?
No, he's got a red card from me.
Well, he did from me, but I thought he did all right yesterday. he had one shot, didn't he? Went over the bar.
That was our only shot.
He looked kind of, I don't know, I thought he looked kind of sharp yesterday on that left side. Is Jackson going to still be around by the time we get to September?
Well, that's the question. And I've had this asked in the chat. If you had to choose between losing one of them, who would you choose? Caden Jackson or James Norwood?
It's a difficult one, that, isn't it? I don't know.
Is it?
I think I had a poll, didn't I, Matt, on that?
Yeah. What was the result?
I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm keeping Jackson for his pace. We got no pace.
Right.
If you go
and why?
And assists.
Yeah. 11 goals, 7 assists. He can run in behind.
If we have to go on the stats, then we have to keep Jackson then, I guess. 11 goals, 7 assists.
But if you get rid of either of them, you have to replace them. You can't lose their goals out of a team who's didn't score that many goals. You have to replace them. You cannot. We should keep both of them. It's I said the other day, it's football suicide if you get rid of both of them.
Yeah, I said on the show yesterday, if we lose Norwood, we've lost some edge, haven't we? Because Jackson hasn't got any edge. I don't think Hawkins has. Freddie certainly has, and they're good ball players. But Norwood gives you that kind of elbow or the barge or studs down the back of a defender's leg. He's going to give you the Joe Garner factor. We need that. We're too nice. We're too nice at Town. You're gone again, Martin.
Okay. I love James Norwood, particularly because of his Joey Garner presence.
Me too.
If you like. He gives you that devilment that nobody else quite does up the front.
Yeah.
Fred's a nice guy. Jackson's your speedster. Norwood's you're in the referee's ear and the opposition's ear. He bullies people. What he might lack in, like yesterday, international defenders. He's not an international player. You know that just from looking at his stats, but he will be in that centre half's ear.
We haven't mentioned Drennan, have we? Haven't mentioned Drennan.
It's coming up.
Get in the bin. Get him in the bin. Not good enough.
No. Okay, I've got a question because I don't normally do a mailbag, but we got questions today. So I mean, if you like, I love questions. Get them in, guys. We certainly have. Get them in. First question I will present to you is from Thomas. It is thoughts on Drennan.
Go on in, Crunch. You started. Get going.
Not good enough. How old is he now? 22. Been at the club 3 years. Not made one first team appearance. And it's all right scoring a goal against Colchester. 2 goals, 1 penalty, and he looked quite sharp. But no, get him in the bin. Not for me.
Yeah.
Lambert said yesterday that his performances are now giving him food for thought. So what does that mean, I wonder?
That is this guy's up for loan. If I talk about him nicely, you might, he
did do well against Collier. He did do well. It was difficult for him in that first half yesterday. I suppose he held the ball up quite nicely. But as I said on the show yesterday, I did like his interview post Colchester. He had a bit of swag about him. He wasn't sort of like a bit apologetic. I'm glad I've got a bit of an opportunity. It felt like he belonged in that first team environment. But you got to think that probably he's going to get farmed out. I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I think obviously Lambert. Yeah, obviously Lambert alluded to people leaving the squad, and I think to bring in a couple of players, there may have to be deals further up the food chain, like players leaving for players to come in. I do think he's maybe one of them again. Sadly, I think it's his last year of his contract, so he might want to crunch his players that goes and doesn't return.
He won't make a first team appearance in a competitive game.
No, you're probably maybe right.
Might give him Carabao Cup against Bristol Rovers. So I think that would be different to maybe the league team.
I'd be playing near my first 11 for that game. They need to be playing together.
That would make sense. Yeah.
So we've got. I want to be proud of my football club, and I haven't been for a long time. It's the current state of the club and its issues going on. Are you three proud of your team? And that's from Bob.
I'm always proud of the town. As for supporters, you've always got to be proud of your club. Just look around Portman Road, the statues that are outside the stadium. Got another one coming with the beat. God bless him. So always be proud.
Are you currently proud? That's what the question was.
Look, I'm not ashamed. I'll wear my shirt down the town or whatever.
Proud, Look, I've just bought a new shirt as well. I'm still proud. Yeah,
we've got the 3 stars on there. That means something. The boys up the road, they've got no stars, have they? Furlough FC. Did you see their video, Matt?
Yeah, trust the process.
Embarrassing. Yes, go on.
Let's see if that changes. Yeah. I'm not proud. I'm not proud of being in League One. No, I don't. And Richard wouldn't be either. But we're still going to be a big fish in that division. So let's just concentrate on that as a positive. We are going to be a big fish with Pompey and Sunderland.
Well, yeah, we are. Not a big fish. We're the biggest fish. I'll have you know. I'm always proud of my team. Absolutely right. Win or lose. I think as I get older, I get more mature with the way I look at it. Not too high, not too low. Yeah. I said that last year. If you win a game, you're not going to win the league. If you lose it, well, I said that. That's a bit of a lie because last year I did say 100 goals, 100 points. So maybe I'm not quite there yet. But we should, as fans, try and keep it on a level because we're not going to get relegated if we lose a couple. The same way it's never as high as you think when you're in the middle of a win.
Don't get too carried away with wins, and don't get too carried away with losses.
Graham Tate, stats show no shots on target. That is not good. That is right. And that is where my takeaway came from, in the sense of not enough game changes, because we couldn't really change the game. I know it's Tottenham before the Twitter mob jumped me, but we don't have no game changes. You know, Freddie's a good player, but he's not going to change a game on its head every time. Adam Flatt, I think our history hangs over the club a little bit.
Yeah.
I disagree. I think more should be made of that, particularly, and it might be already, but players signing. There should be more, like, here's a content idea for you guys at ITFC, more behind the scenes player videos of people signing and then walking through the corridor and walking through this history and this
history in that corridor is unbelievable. Yeah,
you know, get it on the
really
wall. Get Robson's comments on the wall. Make it so when you sign for this club, you are signing for Ipswich Town Football Club. Not every club has won the won Europa.
That's
Europa
what I
League,
said about
some
of these players this season. You know, they need to realise who they're playing for.
Yeah.
You know, they don't perform, they're not going to get as good a club as Ipswich Town. They're not going to. They'll be playing somewhere like AFC Wimbledon.
And that is the
who wants to play for them? All due respect.
That is the problem with our.
A
lot of us remember the Bobby. Well, I remember the Bobby Robson team, the '81 team. We remember the Burley years and finishing 5th in the Premier League. So that shadow's always over where we are currently, I feel.
All right.
And you embrace it. Embrace it. It annoys Norwich City, so embrace it. It annoys Norwich City fans, so embrace it.
A few more questions. Most people I know were Town supporters and felt the club changed and not for the better. And they see something in the paper or on the radio, they will view it from where they once knew about Ipswich at least 10 years ago. And I have the unfortunate of letting them know, don't bother coming back. Am I right in saying that? And he's left. He's asked have his name left off. Is he right in saying to fans that maybe haven't been back in previous years, nothing's changed? In fact, we're worse. Don't come back.
That's a negative. No, why? Look, everyone's different.
Yeah.
You know, I think us three, we'll go whatever happened. We could be in the National League. We'd still go. My kids love going. You know, and they've had nothing since one playoff season. They've had nothing to look forward to. We still like going, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You can't make people's mind up. They'll say, "Oh, I'm not going to go." If they start winning, you know what happens. Everyone turns up.
And we certainly enjoyed the first part of the season, didn't we? August and September. Perhaps we blame people away, weren't we?
Yeah, and I do think actually Marcus Evans gets a lot of stick, which sometimes is unnecessary and not called for. And if you look at it a bit. Stand back a second. We've kept Down so far, not to jinx it. Kept Wolfenden so far. We battered away interest from Dobra last year.
Yeah,
we've done various things. Obviously, the McGoldrick interest way back when Derby were after him. I still remember that. Funnily, it was Derby away. I think that game as well. Funnily enough, I still remember all of that. He has come through when he's needed to. He does come through when he needs to. Could he do more? Absolutely. But then again, we all could do more in any walk and every walk of our life.
You're right. And look at what's going on down at Charlton. They're in absolute disarray at the moment. And that's a club that's always been kind of on our level a little bit. So.
I see they were in the ground today, the fans, weren't they, protesting?
Stormed it, didn't they?
Yes, in there.
Stormed it. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Another thing, I do think our Twitter timeline, because I'm on a few sports timelines because of various sports things I follow, we do like to say to our fans, you lot are negative, you lot are toxic. When actually, we are Mickey Mouse in terms of our toxic levels of abuse.
Yeah, when they used to say about Mick and it was the toxic atmosphere.
It
was not. Exactly. Come on, behave.
But, you know, Charlton obviously is a bit further down the line than we are, but they're storming the ground. I went to a 5-point protest and there was like 10 of us. Like, we are a talker where the action sometimes needs to follow. Back in the day, John Duncan, the fans stormed the pitch. I'm not saying to do that. But
we all know about me and my banner. We all know about me and my banner, and look at the stick I still get. You know, I put my neck on the line, but turned out well, didn't it? Turned out well.
Got a question from long-standing friend of the show, Victoria. Victoria making her question debut. Confidence in Lambert. Has he learned from mistakes of last season with the rotation policy? I know we've only played friendlies and getting everyone out on the pitch fit and ready is imperative, but to me, we seem to have lots of midfielders and 3 or 4 goalkeepers, and already he seems to be swapping and changing rather than keeping to a steady team and only changing the odd 1 or 2. Thoughts and discussions, please.
I think it's too early to say if he's learned. You'll soon see. I think there'll be some rotation this year because we got 12 midweek games, and it's a real congested season. So to everyone who thinks out there that we're going to play the same 11 every week, it's not just us. I think there'll be a lot of rotation going on. It's just you don't need to change 5 and 6 players, and bring players in from the cold like Brett McGavin last year against Fleetwood. Comes in, then disappears again. We can't do that.
Yeah, I totally agree. There's going to be so many fixtures across a variety of tournaments. He is going to rotate, and if things do go a little bit pear-shaped for us in the league, I think he will revert to type and start rotating as we saw last season. I bet he does.
Okay, last question, and then we move on to our fixture thoughts very quickly. Why do our fans hound new players from day one and yet expect them to perform brilliantly? Their confidence is dented from the minute they join. And that's from Adam.
What do we mean by hound? A few comments on social media.
Down the road.
Well, exactly. We don't turn up at the training ground and like they do in Italy, do we? They get away with it easy. Come on. We're not hounding anyone. We're just giving our thoughts. You know, we had a Northampton Town fan come on. He gave us her thoughts on the goalie. It was only his opinion, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that's negative, you see. And then why are you slating the players?
We're not slating them.
I think I said something today. It's probably a bad analogy, right? You know smoking's bad for you. You don't wait to smoke and then say, oh, yeah, you were right. It was awful for me. You listen to people saying smoking's bad for you. It causes lung cancer, blah, blah, blah. And you kind of say, well, do I want some of that? Whereas it seems to be here, you say, well, the stats suggest, and it's, oh, well, why are you slating him? Well, I'm not slating him. I'm just saying his history shows he scored no goals in seven seasons or whatever, for any player.
I agree with you, Richard. It's not that bad, really. You go to Italy, they've got their the Gazzetta sports paper, slating teams left, right, and centre every day. So the players can deal with it.
But the thing is, nowadays, everyone's got a social media account and everyone thinks they know what they're talking about when half of them don't. Yeah, well, no, I'm one of them. And me and my analogies are never good. Ask my friends; they are never good. I always try and make an example of everything, and it's never what it should be. But Adam Flat is spot on. Twitter and Facebook isn't the real world. We aren't Napoli. Sometimes people need to take a step back and say,
Napoli,
is that the
Napoli is a vociferous crowd. Let me tell you.
I love Napoli. So let's close the show, gentlemen. A lively hour. It's flown by.
Very good.
Fixture thoughts. Okay, thoughts rather. Martin, in Queen's English. September, we've got Wigan at home, Bristol Rovers away, Rochdale at home, and then we start October with MK Dons away and Charlton at home. And then we expect fans in some capacity, currently as things stand, to then start filtering back into stadiums. My question to you guys, I will go with Richard first. 5 games are there. What are your points returned? Last year, we got 11 points from the first 5.
Well, I think they've been rather kind with the fixtures, how they've fallen, because obviously Wigan, they're in a bit of a muddle. Same with Charlton, you don't really know what's going on there. I don't think they've actually, apart from Lyle Taylor, I don't think there's anyone else they've got rid of. I would say out of them, I'll be disappointed if we lost any. Definitely got to win your home games. I'll go for 4 wins and a draw. 13 points in my maths.
I think Wigan is a great start for us because, I feel really, really sorry for them. I feel they should still be in the Championship. They shouldn't have been docked 12 points because they were deliberately put into administration. They've suffered on the field. But it is what it is, and now they're in our division. So they've had to get rid of a lot of players. I think they're still managerless. So it's really good from our own selfish point of view. It's a really good start for us. I'm probably looking around about the same start, 10 points, I think. I think we can beat Wigan at home, draw at Bristol Rovers. I think we'll beat Rochdale. So that take me to and win at maybe MK Dons or a draw. That takes us into the Charlton game. So I'm looking around about same start, 10 points. If you can average 2 points a game, that's decent, right? So
for a manager that is perceived to be under fire, I mean, some people on social media would say he's got a couple of games. Could he have asked for an easier set of 5?
Not really.
No, I think for him.
I'll give it him 6 games anyway. That's what I said last week. 6 games.
I knew I'd seen that somewhere.
6 games. Who's the 6th game after Charlton?
2 seconds. Oh, I've lost it now, mate. I had it on the screen and I thought, they won't ask for it now. They won't ask for it now, he said.
I'll have a look. Keep chatting. I'll have a look. I'll let you know.
I don't think he could have asked for an easier.
Yeah, I think it's a great start for them. I think it's a great start for him.
I think it really is. I've said on social media.
Accrington, Stanley at home. There you go. There's another.
See, that's what I mean.
There's another gimme.
Yeah,
I seriously think
last season
Should be 16 points out of 18, Matt. Should be top
I'm
of the
with
league.
Graham. I don't see any reason why we can't start 100%. 100%. Because behind closed doors, it's more like a training game. And we saw that in the Premier League. Your quality should come out. Your quality should stand above the others.
Should.
And I think it will. And I honestly think it will. And I think it kind of goes in our favour. If it doesn't, could the Stanley game be a toxic place?
Maybe.
We won't go chant anyway. We won't go chant anyway. We're not allowed.
Well, you have your mask on.
Yeah,
or will fans be so happily back in stadiums that actually he's still got another grace period? Not really. I don't think if we start poorly, the noises are going to soon start coming out. I don't know. I've seen it mentioned. You've said 6 games. I think we'll start 100%. I can't see any reason why. Charlton, they're not anything to be too fearful of. Wigan
though. Pull that Connor Washington in, haven't they?
Every time I see a Ben Bloom video, it's about Wigan being dismantled. Brilliant stuff. Let's keep that going. Then you've got MK Dons, who I know it sounds harsh, but they're in our league now. They're just another club.
Last season, 1-0 away.
Yeah, and then the other games. I mean, Bristol Rovers. We should be familiar with them by now. Rochdale. Let's not be fearful of Rochdale. Ipswich Town Football Club. Yeah.
You got 4 out of 6 at home. Should be 12 points. Definitely.
Yeah.
That's where you got to get. How many games did we win at home last season? Was it 7 or 8?
Not enough.
No,
I know that
even
much.
That maybe. So you know what you got to do, but the pressure's on. But I think it's like you say, with no fans to start with, it should work in our favour. I think.
Yeah, we can't afford slip-ups because I think Peterborough are going to be strong, Sunderland are going to be strong, Pompey are going to be strong, probably Oxford are going to be strong. We don't know what Hull are going to be like. So we can't really afford slip-ups, can we? We've got to get off to a good start.
Not really. I did a poll on Facebook in regards to who would you keep, Jackson and Norwood? And it was 50-50 right into the last second. However, we have had a deciding winner. Facebook have said they'd keep Jackson over Norwood. 8. Yeah, so it was even. I was watching it. It was even right into the last minute. So the town, so they're split. The town base is split. Any final thoughts? I am waiting to see if Jordan is coming on. But any final thoughts? You've got a few minutes, Jordan, if you are. But Matt, he's here. He's here. Let's ask the man himself. Let's wait. There's a picture. What a beautiful young man. Well, hello,
gents. How are we?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, my man. You?
Yeah, I'm brilliant. So tell me, first 5 fixtures, what are your thoughts?
You couldn't have played Wigan at a better time. I'm not looking forward to Joe Garner coming back to Portman Road.
Is he in your bedroom, Matt? He's in your bedroom. He's got that background you have.
Let me just tell everyone that's my kitchen.
Oh, it's your kitchen.
I'm at my kitchen table in the Media Mogul mansion. Yeah,
I like his Selena shirt. Look at that. I like that.
Sorry, boys. This is where the old magic happens, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Hey, it's too early for that.
Yeah. Go on, boy. Tell us well.
Yeah, first 5 fixtures. I can't see. Really, you've got to be looking at maximum points. But I remember thinking this last year when the fixtures come out, and I thought, you know what? When we're in that top 2 around Fleetwood away, maybe a bit sooner than that, I thought, it's going to take a loss every 3 games for us to drop out of that top 2, I thought. And at the time, I was thinking that's never going to happen. Not in a million years. And now look at us. Do you know what I mean? Another year in this league, another drench to bloody Rochdale on a Tuesday. And we've got Accrington on a Tuesday away as well.
Sunderland as well.
Jesus Christ. Who thought of these fixtures, eh?
Yeah. I agree with you.
Yeah, I don't think you could have played Wigan at a better time. I think they'll be all over the place, if I'm honest with you, losing all their big hitters, Kiefer Moore and all that lot.
Losing Paul Cook's huge for them as well. Losing Paul Cook is huge as well.
Oh, massive. Well, they lost all the big guns, didn't they? They lost a lot. I mean, they look like they're going to be starting again.
If you had Accrington into that, like your 5 games, Jordan, then you got Accrington your 6th. We were taking 18 points. We're top of the league. We're doing the hands together. We're doing it again. Hey!
If only it was that easy, eh?
I could never have predicted we'd have that sort of fallen through the trapdoor as we did in like late February, March, and just dropped down.
We did an
It's November, really. It started in November.
Yeah.
Thing ever.
Who saw that coming? Not me. Certainly in August and September. It's embarrassing when you think back on it.
Well,
really embarrassing, isn't it?
I remember going to Fleetwood away, and I remember saying to my mate as we walked out of there, "It's going to take a team to topple us." I'm telling you. Even we hadn't really. I reckon we were in third gear out of 5, really.
And we were undefeated at that point. Just us and Liverpool in the country were undefeated, I think.
Yeah, we were flying. Really. I mean, luck was going our way.
Were we ever flying? Were we ever flying, though, really?
Oh, wow.
We were winning games, weren't we?
I know we were winning games, but we weren't playing well, were we?
But we weren't playing well. But every game, were we not comfortable? Really, I didn't.
You've only got to look at the teams we're playing: Rochdale and Shrewsbury and Tranmere. Come on,
what's in front of you, though, can't you?
Exactly, I know.
You could look back on that Wimbledon game where we went one down fairly early, didn't we? And then we had to pull it out of the bag late with the 3-1 win. Yeah. So that was the only game where we really kind of struggled early doors, I think. But a lot of people have been pointing to that game and saying, that was the writing on the wall for what was to come later in the season. Maybe. I mean, look, maybe it is because we did, didn't we?
Ain't got a crystal ball, have we, Matt? We couldn't really say that after 2 games.
Harry Hindsight is the world's best football pundit. Let me tell you that right
now.
Do we need any more additions to the squad, George?
What's that, mate?
Do we need any more additions to the squad?
Depends who we lose, doesn't it?
Who would you lose from the squad?
Me personally, it's not going to be a popular opinion.
Go for it.
I'd clear James Norwood out, mate.
You want him gone?
Yeah, I know.
For what reason?
4 characters. I'm a big Ronnie O'Sullivan fan when it
Yeah,
comes
me too. Yeah,
I really am.
Yeah.
But right, you'll go at Dundee United have come in out of nowhere, right? Basically, because their managers, James Norwood's old manager.
Mickey Mellon, yeah.
Mickey Mellon, what a name.
You can't tell me he ain't been on the blower to James Norwood privately and just said, "Do you fancy it?" James Norwood's obviously said yes, because otherwise they wouldn't be trying for him, would they?
No.
So
it's all speculation, of course.
Yeah, of course, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Me personally, I mean, I know it's gonna be hard with a salary cap and stuff like that. I'm just a little bit bored of his antics now, and they'd be all right. Like you boys said earlier, they're all right if he's sticking the ball in the net. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I tell you what, doing whatever. He could be smashed. He could come break my window if he's sticking 40 in the season. Do you know what I mean? But unfortunately, he didn't really do it for me. That's just my opinion. I know everyone's different. I'm not gonna. Do you know what I mean? Some will say I'm mad. Some will say I'm absolutely crazy for thinking it. But I just think I'm just bored of him now.
He's really dividing opinion, isn't he, Norwood?
Yeah, I believe so, mate. 1 minute he can go from Lionel Messi to bloody Lionel Richie. Do you know what I mean? He frustrates the life out of me. These pointless yellow cards, and I love a player with a nudge and stuff like that, but some of them are ridiculous. He get just so like back chat and like just he bore the life out of me. He really do. But then the next breath, like there's me sitting in the north stand. The next breath, I think it was maybe Accrington at home. He scored a beautiful chip into the far corner, and I'm thinking, well, how have you missed 50 1-on-1s this season and then gone and finished that? Like, I know consistency is the difference between a world-class player and a bang average player.
That's why he's playing League One, though, isn't it? That's probably why he's playing at this level, and he's not going to go any higher.
No, I don't believe so. No, you stick him in a championship team, mate.
Not good enough.
Gobbled up all day.
Not good enough. I agree with you.
Nah, nowhere near good enough to play in the championship, mate.
If you take him out, so if you sell him like you're advocating there, do you replace him with a striker, or do you replace him with a winger like Luke Garbutt or someone else? Like, what are you?
I don't think he. I think the only thing we missed when we haven't got him, I found when he got injured, I think it was at MK Dons, was it? He went off, he limped off or something like that. I felt the link-up play we missed. So, mate, I mean, we've been crying out for it for years, probably since like Johnny Williams was in the squad, someone like that. Maybe a link-up sort of man who... I thought John Nolan started to do it for a little while, but he go hot and cold, doesn't he? Christ almighty.
See, I like Nolan. I think there's a player in there. Martin hates him.
Yeah, I really like him. But at the end of the day, how many times has he done it? He say, he's good on his day, but when a player's day and he comes around once a season, he's no good to you, is he? Really?
Yeah, true.
Well, that's it. And I sat here with a friend of ours, Robbie D, and he told me that if you get John Nolan into the box, he'll score. The very same game after that show, he got into the box, unmarked, and he headed it straight to the goalkeeper.
Not that header.
That header, yeah.
So it's like clean 1-on-1, yeah?
Yeah. So I don't know. But anyway, appreciate you coming on, Jordan. Really appreciate it. Hopefully see you again next week. Same time, same place. But appreciate you, man. Thank you ever so much.
Cheers,
I'll just bring the Cruncher, the Media Mogul back in.
I like listening to Jordan there. He had some good points, top man.
Yeah, some great points. Yeah,
I want James all around his house smashing his windows in.
Yeah, so do I. So do I.
It's interesting we just mentioned Garbutt there. We don't know if that deal's still on the table where he's going to end up. But I think there was an answer in that Colchester game on Tuesday night. Callum Harriott, left-sided player.
Yeah.
I liked him when he was at Charlton.
Good
I think he was a good player there. Came off the radar a little bit. He's dropped down divisions.
Yeah.
Joe said we're getting cheap, didn't he? He said we're getting cheap.
Good player, left-sided. Get him in.
We are well over our budget, but as in like time budget. But what should we end with, gents? I've got a fair idea what I want to end with, but what do you want to end with?
Well, you're the governor.
Right. I mean, you're looking forward to the West Ham game, aren't you?
Tuesday, I certainly am. Yeah. So join us. Yeah. Match day ticket live. Me,
I didn't know it was the afternoon. I thought it was in the evening. 2 p.m.
2 p.m. Me, you, someone from Claret TV. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Good.
No playoff talk, or you're getting him off.
Well, he's come on just on the basis he can talk about the playoffs.
No, it's not allowed.
You can mention the 5-1. Remember we beat them 5-1?
Yeah, 5-1.
I'll be in Harrods Tuesday afternoon, so I'll send you.
Oh, come on!
All right. Well, on that basis, I'll see you Tuesday. If not, back here 1:30 Sunday afternoon for the Talking Town podcast, and we will end with the best thing since singing the blues.